They say we South Africans, we are addicted to alcohol, but is the public, the government, rehabs giving a proper solution to help your loved ones, your husband, whoever, to stop alcohol and give you a proper foundation on how to deal with it and not get tempted, etc. The methods, all of that. In this video, we'll react to some other videos to show you on what their perception is, what other people think and view us as. Me, I drank over 10 years, and for 7 years I actually struggled to stop. I did stop for like few months, a year, etc., but then I couldn't. But once I found out about a certain technique, a switch just switched on my brain and I quit. So fellow South Africans, I love to help you guys to quit. Before the video ends, I'm going to give you guys a solution and a program on how to quit, and I will also recommend other channels you guys should check out. But firstly, before we get into reacting to this other video, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications now. Straight, let's get into business. Okay, here's the one video here. Let's react. It's this guy's channel here, Humpo Dagia. Okay, alcohol addiction. This is in South Africa. We'll go through the comments later. It's 5 minutes, 26 seconds.
South Africans are addicted to alcohol.
Yeah, what he
South
says.
Africans are addicted to alcohol.
You'll see, they just talk about our addictions, but they're not giving us a solid plan and a solution on how to solve it, you see.
The World Health Organization says South
I won't, judge these guys, because I also at one point I used to also behave like us. You know, it's like looking back at my old self.
Africa has one of the highest rates of alcohol consumption in the world.
Chronic alcohol abuse can lead to a wide range of health issues: liver failure, cardiovascular disease, pancreas, cancers, immune system. Your health issues can stem from an alcohol addiction.
You see, all of that, the health issues, but people don't worry about that, because what people say, you live once and everything. But once you look deep into stuff, we're going to check out some other videos, you guys will see the damage alcohol does.
How much does alcohol actually cost the South African government? South Africa was ranked 6th when it comes to the world alcohol. I believe people in this country use alcohol as a coping mechanism, because
That's the truth. That's the truth. What other friend advised me once, I told him I'm having certain issues at home. He's like, have a beer. He's very, very foolish, and that to me is totally wrong advice. You can't tell a person like, to do that. You'd rather take a walk, go to the nature reserve, go hike, go exercise. If you have a PlayStation, play video games. But I never ever expected that from him. He's a fool.
The state of our government is so poor that many of our people need to cope. Now, this didn't just start today. In the apartheid era, the apartheid government used to allow for alcohol taverns, shebeens to be opened in each and every corner of our country. They didn't regulate it. In fact, they actually wanted majority of the people to continue abusing alcohol. Majority of our people spend time drunk. Majority of our people actually used alcohol to cope with the apartheid system. Many years later, we find that the government is still doing the same thing, ensuring that in our townships, our rural areas, there are taverns everywhere to ensure that people are always drunk. What is the cost of alcohol to our government? What is the cost of alcohol to each and every one of us? The road accident fatalities, the gender-based violence, the suicides, the rape, the crimes, the accident on the roads. This is the cost that alcohol costs you and I as taxpayers. But far beyond that, our healthcare system, our hospitals, our clinics, we spend so much money curing issues that come from alcohol abuse. The alcohol companies, they make profit. They continue to profit their shareholders at the cost of our government spending every single year to keep our healthcare system because of people that are addicted to alcohol. Many of the times, the way that alcohol is marketed, the way it's accessible in the township areas, a lot of the times people run into this addiction because it is the only thing that they have access to. A young person who's uneducated because our education system is so poor falls prey to alcohol addiction because he doesn't understand the effects, or rather the full effects, of what alcohol does. A lot of our people fall into traps of diseases because of the addiction of alcohol. It's a vicious cycle. We're not saying we'd ban alcohol, but what we are saying is that we must protect our people, the young people of our country, from this alcohol addiction. Recently, we had the premier of Gauteng come out to celebrate a new imagined tavern, that he plans on opening up taverns in the townships. We're talking about townships without libraries. We're talking about townships where young people are dropping out of school because the facilities don't exist. We're talking about townships where we've got crimes that are happening on a daily basis. And he's proud to open up taverns. These are the same types of things that actually cause our country not to move forward. Politicians that don't understand the needs of the community and society, that continue to give them access to these things, that in actual fact just come back and burden our fiscus, burden our nation. We need to relook at these things. Instead of opening up taverns in townships, we should be opening up libraries. We should be opening up innovation hubs. We should be opening up systems that allow young people to dream and create from our economy. Instead of using tricks that were used by the apartheid government to numb the pain, to make people forget, we should be reversing that process and ensuring that those...
But it will never ever happen. This is how the world works. That's when I share my secrets on what I use to help me not drink anymore.
systems work for our people. I ask again, does this government care
No,
that we rank the highest
don't.
when it comes to alcohol addiction? Or does it work to their favor?
Okay, so you heard. He's just saying, but there's no solution here. They need to use first principles thinking. I'm going to say, use first principles thinking. A heavy drinker. Because I used a special method and had a plan. I can be around people who drink. I just choose not to. I just choose not to. And I don't use willpower. Let's just say willpower. View alcohol differently. I view, come on, I view alcohol differently. It's easy for me to quit, and it is very easy for me to quit. I was drinking for about over 15 years. Let's read the comments here, react to the comments. The addiction is generally okay. Finally, someone says it. I stopped drinking alcohol for years. But you see, you mustn't make every glass is dangerous. I comment on one of my other. Okay, now I comment. Okay. Yeah, guys, what I'll tell you guys to do, use first principles thinking, always talk about it. That is the I stopped alcohol. It is a form of reasoning where you begin by identifying and understanding the fundamental principles of a problem or situation. You see, first principles thinking, let me explain step by step. Yeah, you guys can also check videos here of Elon Musk. I think so he made a video. Else, if it's not too long, we can check it. How long is it?
And then I think it's also important to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. So the normal way that we conduct our
first principles thinking, it's like basically what's he trying to say? Like you view alcohol as a poison, you just change your worldview of it. You view it as a poison and you break it in small components. You just think, okay, when you have a glass of alcohol, what's going to happen? You're going to spend money, everything, and it's going to lead to more, and you're going to wake up with a hangover, etc. You see, like, yeah, this video says it, first principles thinking is one of the things what's helping me, to quit alcohol. And I can be around people who drink. I just won't have it,
Our lives is we reason by analogy. We're doing this because it's like something else that was done, or it's like what other people are doing.
Me Too type ideas.
Yeah,
Slight
slight
different take,
iterations
yeah.
on a theme, and it's kind of mentally easier to reason by analogy rather than from first principles. But by first principles is kind of a physics way of looking at the world, and what that really means is you kind of boil things down to the most fundamental truths, and say, okay, what are we sure is true?
You see, you boil things down to the fundamental truths. You heard what he says. So alcohol, you just view it as it is, as a poison, and you won't think of having, it's like bleach, for example. You won't want to drink bleach because of, it's a chemical. Now, same with alcohol, it's ethanol. Why you want to put it in your body,
Or as sure as possible is true. And then reason up from there. That takes a lot more mental energy.
Give me an example of that. Like, what's one thing that you've done that on that you feel has worked for you?
Sure. So somebody could say, and in fact people do, that battery packs are really expensive and that's just the way they'll always be because that's the way they've been in the past. You're like, well, no, that's pretty dumb, because if you applied that reasoning to anything new, then you wouldn't be able to ever get to that new thing.
Right.
It's like you can't say, horses, nobody wants a car because horses are great and we're used to them and they can eat grass and there's lots of grass all over the place and, there's no gasoline that people can buy, so people are never going to get cars.
Right.
People did say that, and for batteries, they would say, it's going to cost, historically it's cost $600 per kilowatt hour, and so it's not going to be much better than that in the future. And you say, no, okay, well, what are the batteries made of? So first principles would be to say, okay, what are the material constituents of the batteries? What is the spot market value of the material constituents? So
you see what he's saying, what's the stock market value, all of that, etc. So with alcohol, you break it down and they say, okay, if I'm going to have one beer, and let's say one beer, what's that one beer going to give me in return? I'm going to have it, I'm going to feel tipsy, then after that, what's going to happen? Where's that money going to go, etc.? What's it going to do in my body, etc.? And just reason from first principles thinking, not analogy, and break it into small components, and you guys will see, you'll be blown away.
And say, okay, it's got cobalt, nickel, aluminum, carbon, and some polymers for separation, and a steel can. So break that down on a material basis and say, okay, what...
You see, you break it down. Same with alcohol, you break it down to think what you're going to get from it. Like let's say you have problems at home, huh? And you come from a rich household, because I know other friend, his name is Sibu. He comes from a rich household, and his dad is wealthy and that, and he drinks a lot. You'll find him there at a park. He lives in Personia, which is a wealthy neighborhood in Johannesburg South. Anyway, and he goes to Glenanda Park and he just pisses his life away. So anyway, you ask yourself, okay, my dad's pissing me off or my mother's pissing me off. Now, if I drink heavily, let's say I got 1,000 or I just have enough money, I just have, enough money for whatever I want to do. Now, let's say you want to get a few beers, 6-pack and all of that. And what's going to happen? You're going to have that beers. The next morning, how are you going to wake up and feel? Where's that money going to go? And what happens when you drink? It messes up with your hormones and all of that. You always feel for junk food. How much you're going to spend on the junk food? How much you're going to spend on the beers? Will you want more beers? After you drank, will you get tempted to maybe you meet a girl at a club? Will you get tempted to sleep with her? How much you're going to spend, maybe buying food for, buying drinks for, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Then will you want to go again, and the cycle repeats. So you see, with alcohol, people, like other friend told me that he's very, very stupid, honestly speaking. And he knows who he is. I think some must even say his name, Pride, his name is. He told me that, he said, it's not alcohol, you are the problem. How can it not be the alcohol? Alcohol makes you do things, say things that you're not supposed to. So at the end of the day, it is alcohol. Alcohol is a problem. You're not the problem. Just remember that, guys. You're not the problem. It's alcohol what is the problem at the end of the day,
If we bought that in the London Metal Exchange, what would each of those things cost? Like, oh, geez, it's like $80 per kilowatt hour. Mm-hmm. So clearly, you just need to think of clever ways to take those materials and combine them into the shape of a battery cell, and you can have batteries that
you see what he say, you need to be clever, you need to take that materials and combine it into a battery. So you need to be clever, you need to break down the alcohol and look at is there any benefits, then question yourself and ask yourself, what am I about to do? Am I about to benefit or not from it? And the question is, you won't benefit from alcohol. I never did. Where's all the money I spent on alcohol in the past? Can't get it back.
are much, much cheaper than anyone realizes.
Yeah, so that's first principles thinking, guys. Let's just go more into first principles thinking, yeah? Check some images. Okay, here's a nice thing, huh? It says you're solving problems with first principles thinking. Identify the problem you want to solve, okay? That's what I'll call identify it. Break it down into fundamental pieces. That means like ask yourself, okay, I'm going to drink now. What am I going to benefit from it? How am I going to feel the next morning? You imagine and you see yourself the cycle, you think deep. That's what I do. Like I went with other friend to club last year before last year. So anyway, I was with this other girl and all of that there. Anyway, these, girls who you find at clubs, they like partying and drinking. So anyway, I was spending money, buying the girl drinks. Then after a while, I just did some deep thought thinking, and I was like, this girl here, she's pretty and everything, but at the end of the day, I'm spending money. What's the point, of being here? And is this cycle going to repeat? So I just do a lot of deep thinking. So it says, okay, we read 2. Now 3, question and challenge your assumptions. It's important. You question yourself and you challenge yourself and ask yourself, is this worth doing? What's going to happen? What the alcohol is doing in my body, etc. Create a new solution from the ground up. It means create a new solution. It means view alcohol as a poison. If that helps you, as willpower don't help. View alcohol as a poison. Change your worldview on it, and you guys will see the difference. You see, and here it says breaking down complex problems into basic elements and reaffirm. What's this word? Reassembling from the ground up, and reassembling from the ground up can be valuable from moving forward. You see, it can help, guys. So anyway, guys, this wraps the end of this video, guys. Please subscribe to my channel, all of that there, I'll appreciate it. Hit the like and comment down if those methods has been helping you, you know, anyone around you. And also, please, guys, everything I learned from most of the stuff I learned from is Sober Leon. He spoke about this kind of stuff here. Please check his channel. Just type Sober Leon. And yeah, please go and subscribe to his channel, you know. Hit him with a subscribe. As you can see, I'm already subscribed. And you guys will see also all the secrets on his channel. And also the same stuff what I talk about is on Sober Leon's channel. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Click here if you guys want to know also other secrets on how to break free from alcohol. Cheers, guys, and also hear more of my story on other video. Bye bye, guys.